Gentlemen, lads, there's a couple of things that I need to clarify. Self-improvement, and I need to make this abundantly clear because I feel as though the majority of you will understand this brief point. But there is a contingent of the populace that is looking to embrace self-improvement and embark on their journey, or they're currently in self-improvement. They assume it's a challenge. They assume it's a temporary thing they do for 6 months or 2 years, and then they can plateau and drop off. Self-improvement is a lifelong thing. You don't just one day reach the destination, because destination is death. You are continuously improving. There's no such thing as stagnation. You're growing and learning, or you're simply dying. That is the reality of the situation. So I need to make that clear because people view it as a challenge. The whole point is you're forming a new identity. You're destroying the old version of you. You're killing your old, or let's say current identity, and you're formulating a new identity. That is the whole purpose of this. It's why I say things like NoFap. It's not a challenge. It's a lifestyle shift. Exercising regularly, eating a clean diet. You don't just eat clean for 6 months and then go back to McDonald's and KFC and Wingstop for the rest of your life. But extreme example, but you understand the gist of the point that I'm making, because then within a matter of time, you'll just revert back to old ways. The whole point is you're forming a new identity. So self-improvement isn't I'm going to do it for 3 weeks and then I can go, no. That's why it needs to be sustainable. So you do things, you make small shifts, small changes that ultimately will compound over that period of time so that you can sustain it. That's why overnight fixes and drastic changes will never ever work, because I've tried them myself. I've gone from being an absolute bum, and then from the next day I need to have this regimented routine. And before you know it, within 2 to 3 weeks, you're back to square one. Here's the point that I want to make, because I think about my younger self, my older self, my younger self. And what I come to realize is that all it takes is 1 month. You get overwhelmed with this 3 to 5 year plan. And the problem is when you have a 5-year plan, which again, as I said, roughly you should have a rough idea of where you want to be in 5 years. The problem is in the beginning, you think of, oh my God, I've got to do this for 5 years. I need to be consistent for 5 years. It's very overwhelming. And what actually happens is it prevents you from actually beginning in the first place. You have this massive barrier in front of you, this mental block. You need to just initially overcome the mental block. And that's why I say it only takes 1 month. Please ingrain this into your head. It just takes 1 month. Don't expect miracles in that 1 month. But the reason why all it takes is 1 month is because you're building momentum. In life, momentum is everything, because momentum will lead to confidence. And when you have confidence, you'll start to have convictions in the things that you say, and you'll have convictions in the things that you do. But that will only come from confidence, and that will come from momentum. You build momentum by doing the things consistently, but you only have to do it for a month. You won't have extravagant results, and there won't be miracles in a month, highly unlikely. But the whole point is you get the wheels in motion. The car is moving. That's the whole point. You're currently in a rut. You're in a big hole that you've perhaps dug for yourself, or you're in this hole for whatever reason. Take accountability. That's step one. Don't be in denial. Take accountability for everything that's gone wrong in your life, and perhaps everything that's gone right. But you're the only person that can alter and change the situation that you're in. But once you take accountability and you stop denying, all it takes is 1 month. 1 month of consistency, because then you have that trust in yourself, the confidence increases, and you get into a routine. As scientists say, it just takes 3 weeks to build a habit. Now, because obviously from then on you can sustain it. You've seen me make videos on 21 days without listening to music and the positive effects that it essentially had on my life, and 21 days with no processed sugar and the positive impacts and the positive effects of that. So the key with all of this is all it takes is 3 weeks to formulate and then build those habits, and then you're able to sustain. So when people say 3 years, 5 years, 12 months, 24 months, that's all well and good. But as I mentioned this point in the previous video, thinking too far ahead gets very dicey, because you can't predict what's going to happen in 10 years. And again, it becomes overwhelming. Imagine you're in a state where everything's going wrong. You're an absolute bum in some ways. You're out of shape. You're not making much money. Your life isn't on track, and your life isn't where it needs to be. And imagine you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, gosh, I've got this 5-year plan. I need to be consistent. I need to be hardworking. It's too much. It's too much. You can't go from 0 to 100. It's too much. Start with 1 month. What can you do in 1 month? What can you do on a consistent basis? Don't skip a day, but do it consistently for a month, because that will compound. And all, gentlemen, I promise you, all it takes is 1 month. Not in terms of results. I need to make this abundantly clear. It's not the results per se. You might see minimal results, but don't expect anything. Don't have high expectations. The point is that you get into a routine. You start to build habits, and you're able to enjoy it, but you're able to, more importantly, sustain it in terms of the person that you are, the way that you operate. You exercise every day. You study or you work on your business every day, right? You're doing the positive habits. You've eradicated the poor habits. You're incorporating the positive habits, but you're not doing this from 0 to 100. It's not an overnight process. You're slowly making this transition so that it's sustainable, and simultaneously you're forming a new identity. And I promise you, all it takes is 1 month. People overcomplicate self-improvement. I promise you this, because I used to do this all the time. I thought self-improvement, there was all these intricate details, and no. Self-improvement is a lifelong journey. The destination is death. You are improving every single day. If you're not improving every single day, you are regressing. That is the reality of the situation. You have to look to improve. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again to you guys. One of my biggest fears in life is being in the exact same position this time next year. And what I mean by that isn't necessarily monetary or financial. It can be any facet of the human realm. It could be financial, it could be mental, it could be spiritual, it could be physical. The point is, I need to have improved in at least one area. So the money that I earn can stay the same. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's not an issue. As long as I've improved in other facets, it's the same thing. If I am exactly the same person as I am today, this time next year, and there hasn't been any sort of improvement in any of the facets, that to me is a year wasted. And that's frightening, because as young men, you don't have time to waste. You don't have time to lose. So one of my biggest fears, and this should be one of your biggest fears, is being the exact same person this time next year. Your ambition shouldn't be that. You're a young guy with huge ambitions, huge aspirations. You shouldn't be in the same place this time next year. You have to look to improve in at least one domain or one facet. That is the reality. So, as I said, to get the wheels turning, to start to build that momentum, all it takes is 1 month. So hopefully that's clarified things for you. That's made a lot more sense to you guys. But consider subscribing, hit the bell notification, leave me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Smash the like button, and I'll see all of you guys for my next video. Peace.